What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearlthings YouTube channel, and welcome to Morning Coffee Thoughts, where I battle my coffee addiction every day and fail, really. So, today I'm going to talk about a couple things. How I got to London, why I hate London, why I'm moving to Chicago, what other cities we may move to in the future, and how to work for me if you want to be a part of the JPT network. So, and why I'm starting this network. Okay. So, how I got to London. So, about 3 years ago now, I was working this dead-end job. I was selling copiers. And guys, I hated my life. I hated selling copiers. It was like the worst thing you could possibly sell. And I told a story on TikTok, okay? It was like about my family or whatever. And when I told this story, it went stupid viral, like 4 or 5 million views. And I got like 15, 20,000 TikTok followers. And that was when I decided I was going to go into media. Because I realized I was good at it. And I realized that there is so much media out there that's just like negative, right? And it's promoting things like degeneracy. It's promoting like negative things, basically. And I felt like I could be a force for good in media because people tend to think I'm funny or interesting. And I don't know, I felt like called to it. That's the only thing I could say to describe it. I don't know how I can like describe how I got here other than I feel like my whole life has been leading me to this point, and I feel like I am called to do this. So what I did was at that moment, I decided I was going to quit my job selling copiers, and I was going to become a TikToker, YouTuber, whatever. So about 1 or 2 months later, I quit my job, and I literally just showed up at my parents' house, and I said, yep, I quit my job. I'm going to be a TikToker. And my dad thought I was nuts. But the crazy thing about my dad is that he would always support me no matter how crazy it sounded. So I quit my job, I moved home, and I was supposed to go play in England for a year and get my master's. And I didn't really care about my master's, but I was going to play pro in England, get my master's, and I wanted to make enough money online to basically play pro while I made content, right? So my dad, I move home. My mom's like, what are you doing here? What did I do next? Oh, COVID canceled my season. So then I'm living at home and I have nothing to do other than make content. I'm jobless. It's COVID and I'm living in my parents' house. So I stay there for a year and I start building this TikTok, YouTube thing. And I'm basically just unemployed, living at home at my parents' house. So a lot of clips have come out saying like I was mooching off of my parents or whatever. I don't do that anymore. But back then, I was living at home. So, but my dad, again, so supportive, even though he didn't know anything about social media, whatever. I go to England and I'm playing pro, or I'm playing semi-pro volleyball. I'm trying to get a pro contract. And I decide to start this show. And what I liked about London was it was so diverse. And I never lived somewhere with like that many diverse opinions. Like I met a girl from Spain. There's a girl from Germany on my team. And I thought it would be so cool to make a show where we all talk about relationships, which is something we all have in common. And what happened was there was a lot of concepts from like Red Pill, because I'd been reacting to Red Pill content that my friends didn't know. So I would basically make these series and these shows like Red Pilling my friends. And it just got bigger and bigger and everything just, exploded, as you guys know. So that's how I ended up in London. And I ended up staying in London a second year. I was offered a pro contract. I turned it down because the YouTube thing was taken off. But I decided to stay because I just started hiring people. Like it was just getting too big too fast and I didn't have time to move. So what I did was I made this office in London, and then I started signing talents. So I signed King Richie's, I signed Auntie Jenny, and I helped them build their channels. And they both got like 40,000 subs in like a couple of months, right? management got kind of difficult. So the last couple of months have been a little bit crazy, but I've just hated London, to be honest, guys. I am in the wrong part of London. Like, my producer says I might like it more if I was in the West. I'm in the East. I've heard the East just isn't as nice. But I just haven't been happy here. I feel like people get to me more than they should because I'm not at home. I feel like there's just something about being in a different country, like away from all of your friends and family. Like, you're just not as grounded. So I came home and I've been looking at cities. And the cities I've been looking at are Chicago, because I'm from here. Miami, Nashville, and even Vegas a bit. But I decided, as you guys saw yesterday, if you didn't see my office tour video, the first place I'm going to move to is Chicago. First office I'm going to build. And the reason I picked Chicago is, honestly, guys, it's just easier. Like, my parents live here. I can stay at my parents' house. God willing, you know. I said, Dad, I promise I'll do the dishes more. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about last time. But my dad's like the nicest guy. So moving home to Chicago, at least to start. Like, I may go to a different city. I also want to coach my sister in basketball. I don't know. So, and my dad gave me his old office building. So essentially his office building is like worthless because of association fees or something. That's what he told me. So he said I could just have it. Look, if I'm getting a free office, I'm coming. I like free stuff. You know what I mean? But essentially, I really wanted to help fight like woke culture. Like, I just think there's so much media that is negatively influencing kids and teenagers and young adults. And if we could make media that is like cool and entertaining that people want to watch, because I'm sorry, the left is just so much better at making entertaining content. Like, conservatives are just boring. Sorry, guys. I just felt like it could help. You know, I mean, I think the culture war is a losing battle, but I think that it helps. So my plans for the future is I want to have content houses in major cities, probably all the cities that I mentioned, but to start, London, Chicago. And I want to sign talents to host shows in each branch. Basically, I want to roughly have 5 in each. I think I found a girl that we're going to sign soon. I'm pretty sure. We already have 2 in London. So ideally we're going to find 2 more, maybe 3 tops probably. Then in the fall, so a lot of you guys have asked to work for me. We're probably not going to hire anyone in Chicago until the fall. So it's starting in London. In London, we need, an editor. We're either going to get a part-time producer and a full-time editor, or someone that can do both. Maybe some interns that can do thumbnails this summer. Yeah, that's all in London, East London. Chicago. And we're looking for 2 talents. So what is the best way to get hired? Okay. At just Pearlthings. Contrary to popular belief, we do have very good work environment, you know. I'm not going to name names. The best way to get signed and hired is, honestly, you know what's funny? I think of the people that I hired, most of them just showed up. Don't show up unannounced. But most of them just offered to work for free for a week, and then they were good and they were helpful and they got the job. I'm not saying to do that, but it's how my intern was like, oh, can I intern for free? I was like, yeah, I like free. Go ahead. Then she was so good at the recruiting stuff, I hired her. My other producer got on the show and said he would start working immediately. Boom, hired. Because I'm just getting all these messages about asking to work for me. And a lot of guys are wanting to like come from out of state, and I'm just like, or like fly or whatever, but I'm like, look, I'm not coordinating. You just got to show up, say you could start work. I'm not even saying to do this. I'm just saying this is what's worked. Oh God, it's kind of hot in here. I don't want to turn on the car because the air is just so loud. Sorry. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Plans for the future. Yeah, so ideally we're going to do these in a lot of different cities, but to start, it's London, Chicago. The next place I'll probably go is Miami. I kind of just follow where my parents' houses are. So I like being by my parents, you know. Yeah, and I've gotten a lot of criticism saying that, you know, I'm too modern for wanting to do this or whatever. But, you know, the way I look at it is if it gets to be too much, I'll stop doing it. I've gotten a lot of criticism for this, you know, and really long term, I'm not looking to be in management. Like, I have men do that, you know, I'm just looking to talk for a living. But in terms of the types of talents, I honestly want a talent that's like the types of talents I'm looking for. I'd like an older guy that has had a career in something he could talk about. So a lawyer would be interesting. A therapist that's like more red pill. That would be interesting. Ideally London right now. So someone that's in London. We're having guys go in and like pitch their ideas, whatever. Can I open this window? Hold on. Yeah, window open. Better. Okay. Ideally, someone that could... We really don't usually sign people that already have followings, but we're not opposed completely. But yeah, what I look for, because people are asking me, what do you look for in people you hire? Hardworking. For talents, creativity is big. So someone that like one of the girls that I think we're gonna sign, like she pitched a whole idea of, like she gave ideas for videos that I wouldn't have even thought of, because it's harder when we have to like hold your hand and say you do this, do this, do this, which we will do for some people, but you know, that's like a plus. Someone that's hardworking, because really if you're a talent, like you have all the resources, you could stream 12 hours a day if you wanted to. And when I was coming up, I probably would have. Yeah, that's, I mean, mostly just hardworking, creative. Yeah. Why I'm moving to Chicago. But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other questions people had. But yeah, I think this will be a cool network. I have a network name. We're switching the name. It's not going to be JPT Network. I'm really excited, but I'm not going to tell you guys yet. You got to wait for that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like the video. On your way out, subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. Talk to you next time.